Hey guys, what's up? I'm in Amsterdam and I just wanted to give you a little story on something pretty sketchy here that I ran into. Haven't ran into something like this before while traveling, but this is the first time that I was kind of being tracked and followed. So I was heading to Czech Republic from Dublin last night and stopping in Amsterdam for a day. I got to Amsterdam airport around 11, went through it around 11:30, maybe 12, and I noticed when I got all the way on the other side of the airport, which I've been here before, there was the train, and I knew I was going to be taking that into the city because that's where my motel is, as you can see. And so I'm on my way to the train, and my iPhone notifies me and says, hey, you have an AirTag on you. Somebody was tracking my location. So that was kind of sketchy, but I had so much weight on my back. I wanted to get to my room as soon as possible. So I wasn't going to put all my stuff down and search all of my stuff and find out if this was on me. I wasn't even sure if it was really on me or somebody near me, because I think it said near you. So I bought my train ticket, hopped on the train, but when I got on the train, I didn't notice anybody from my plane on that same train. So then it notified me again that I still had the AirTag. So now I'm getting a little sketched out. And then I'm looking around and I'm thinking, okay, who's following me? And if I'm on the train now and they're trying to track me, which I was a prime candidate to be tracked. I mean, I had the most bags. Obviously, I travel with a lot of gear. I have projects coming up, so I have a lot of gear. You know, I try to hide some of the more expensive stuff so that nobody really can tell that I would be somebody good to rob. But, you know, usually so far, just being a little bit bigger and in shape kind of keeps people off of you. And, you know, they'll look at you, they'll size you up, and then they'll kind of back off and realize, you know, that person might put up a fight. And so that has been kind of the go-to plan so far. But this time, I wasn't sure what they were planning on doing, if there was multiples of them, and if they were tracking me and I went into the city, wonder if they had a car with multiple people. So I'm not real sketched out. I'm not freaking out or anything, but I'm on this train and I'm going into the city, and I noticed two people from my plane were over sitting near me. It was just a dad and a daughter. So as we were getting off, I said, hey, were you on the same plane as me? Hey, I have an AirTag following me. I wanted to know if they were getting that same notification, but they didn't say anything about it. They said, oh, that's weird. So I thought, maybe it really is me. So I'm walking down off the platform. It's 12 at night, you know, it's midnight. And after I get off the train, I have to now walk across this highway, and it's about 3-block walk to my motel. So I'm a little bit sketched out at this point. I'm thinking, okay, I have a lot of gear on me. I have a lot of valuable stuff, including my hard drive to this movie that I just shot. And I don't have any backups right now, and it's all on this hard drive. And if they rob me, I'm going to die for that because I just killed myself for that. So they're not going to easily rob me. So I'm walking down this street with my carry-on bag and my backpack. I got my drone, I got my Bible, stuff like that. And I'm walking down this road, and I know I have a three block walk. Well, I walk down, and I'm just keeping my eye out. I'm like going like that, and it notifies me again, hey, somebody's following you, type thing, or somebody's tracking you. So super sketched out at this point. Definitely wasn't going to be searching all of my stuff to see where this was. But then, you know, my instincts were kicking in like, oh, you got to get rid of this thing, because if they keep following you, they're going to find you when you're down in an alleyway. So the plan was to stay on the main road as much as possible, because thankfully my motel was right up the road on the main road. The only problem was there was no sidewalks. So I'm walking up. I had a sidewalk for the first block. The second and third block, it was about, I don't know, a quarter of a mile over this highway ramp over this highway. It was the only way across. Otherwise, you have to walk all the way around. It would have taken me an hour. It would a half hour, something like crazy. And this backpack was super heavy, killing my muscles and stuff. I'm thinking, I'm getting to this motel. So I walk up to this road that was going to go over, but I looked on the maps and I couldn't see any sidewalks on there. Well, when I walk up to it, there was no sidewalks, but thankfully there was a road that was closed on the right lane. And so there was a barrier on that. There was a road, and then there was a barrier. They put all those concrete barriers. So I thought, oh, perfect. I can just walk next to that. Hopefully it doesn't like drop off somewhere and I can just walk on that and be safe. So as I'm climbing off, you would not believe this. As I'm just about to climb up, I mean, I'm like, nobody's in sight. And I put my bag on the barrier. I don't even go over it. If anybody was looking, they would just think maybe I'm resting for a minute, you know, putting my bag on the barrier because it was heavy. Well, right as I do that, this guy runs up to me, goes, hey, excuse me, no, you can't go there. You don't want to do that. Don't go that way. And I thought, this is the guy. This is the guy tracking me. Like, nobody just comes out of nowhere and tells me not to do something like that. Like, you know, so I'm thinking, you think I'm stupid? Like, you're tracking me, dude. And I'm about to, like, I'm thinking, because I'm from the streets, you know, not from the streets, but like I have a little bit of rough background. And, you know, when you catch that somebody's trying to play you, like, your first instinct is, bro, you're about to get knocked out. Like, you're about to get whipped. And, like, this guy, I'm just looking at him, like, thinking, am I about to put my bag down and just, like, knock this guy out? Like, because, like, you don't come up on me like that. Like, when I got an AirTag following me, like, dude, you think I'm a sucker? Like, I'm about to get you. And so this guy's walking up to me, and he's like, hey, you can't walk over there. The road is closed. Now, I'm a grown man. I see the road is closed. I'm making this decision. Now, okay, maybe you're sitting there, you're thinking, well, maybe he was an innocent guy. This guy's sitting in a car in the middle of the night in the most random spot ever. I noticed where his car was, where he came out, and he's on the phone, putting the person like this so he could talk to me. And he was like totally engaged. It wasn't like a, hey, be safe if you're going to go over there because many people have gotten hurt. You know, it wasn't like that. It was like, you know, fully engaged. So I thought, whoever's on the phone with you must be, you know, it seemed like he probably had like this whole ring. And I think he was going to try to set me up. So what he was saying, right when he said it's not safe, don't go that way, I thought, why isn't this guy offering an alternative? And I know what the alternative was. It was walk down this alleyway to the right, walk down this side road where it's darker. That's the whole reason I'm walking down this big road, dude. I'm willing to risk walking down this, maybe it was barely dangerous road so that I can stay where everyone can see me, so you can't just try to pull some on me. So I'm thinking, dude, like you must think I'm just like some simple tourist and you're just going to rob me. It's not going to be that way. So I'm looking at this guy and I go, instead of answering any of his questions, he's just staring at me, waiting for me to be like, oh, where do I go? Should I not go this way? Can you drive me? Can I hop in your car and you have candy? Instead of doing that, I was like, who are you? And he's like, what? I was like, who are you? I was like, where are you from? Where are you from? And he's like, what do you mean, where am I from? I'm just trying to tell you not to go down that road. And I was like, oh, okay. So what's your name? And then he got all mad. He goes, fine, don't listen to me. What, do you want something? And he walks away, and then he talks to the person on the phone. He goes, I can't believe this guy. I'm telling him not to go down this road. And I'm thinking, I almost certain those people on the phone, he was telling them where I was and all that type of thing. So I hop over, and guess what? As I'm going up this ramp, it's totally safe because there's a barrier on my left. There was literally, I just had to cross a road that some people might deem dangerous because there was no crosswalk, but there was lights. So when it was red light, I just crossed. And then there was a sidewalk all the way down to my motel. So no, it wasn't not safe. Where does that guy come from? And where does he come from saying that? So thankfully I made a video so that in case I was so sketched out walking up this ramp, I'm thinking they're not going to let me go easy. And I'm like, every car that like slowed down next to me, I'm just imagining like 4 guys popping out with guns, like, give me all your bags. And they would have gotten off with a lot too. That would have been a really nice rob, just to tell you the truth. But thankfully I got it to my motel. Oh man, I was so thankful. I called my brother. I'm like, dude, I might get robbed or something. And yeah, made it here safely. So anyways, I haven't found the AirTag, although I haven't looked extremely deep yet through all my bags. But here we are in Amsterdam. It's a beautiful day. I don't want you guys to be discouraged from coming here. Bad stuff can happen anywhere around the world. But just be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of where you're at. And just be safe, guys. The number one rule and the number one way to keep people from robbing you or getting on you is to be very fully aware of your surroundings. if they see you're if you're more of an aware person, they're like 80% less chance of them trying to rob you. They're looking for people that have no idea where they're going, like a dumb deer in the headlights. That's what they're looking for, because that's an easy rob. They're not gonna try to risk it because they got plenty of other people they could be robbing. So anyways, that's it, guys. We're here in Amsterdam, and in case you ever want to visit, you should. But that wraps it up for this video. I just wanted to guys kind of give you guys a crazy story that I just went through last night. And yeah, so safe travels and subscribe.